Yes, you were saying something.
Yes, I was saying that this issue of the sewage treatment plants is we want to encourage it, and we want to encourage investors to come and have like a communal too, so that instead of the operators taking from that and dumping our water bodies, we have where to treat it. And these too, the sludge can be used as fertilizer. So there's nothing called waste any longer. But it's only here in this country that everything we classify as waste. No, it's not done in developed countries.
Okay.
What you think is your waste from your home is something that is raw materials for others.
For somebody else.
The question is, how many people know that these things can be turned into raw materials? And have they been educated? Have the authorities decided, okay, we have this recycling plant recycling this kind of materials, we need you to put it in this kind of bag or put it in that kind of container? That's what is done in other clients that you're using as example.
Okay, you see, I will say, for example, LOMA, Lagos State Waste Management Authority. Every time on the radio stations, every time on the TV stations, but I ask this question, as you're saying now, how many Nigerians watch our local stations? To encourage that, we are always on this on our local stations educating people on this issue of waste management, issue of pollution. But at the end of the day, we've not had, the government is not doing enough. The easiest way to educate people is to do this, right? But how many, as we are on this channel today now, how many Nigerians are watching local channels?
You know, we used to have the public health workers that dress in white and
we
brown.
still have them.
How much of information are they? Because things like this, we're saying before when we went on break, we're saying Nigerians don't like to pay for service.
Yes.
And I said, no. They probably paid before, they did
Didn't
not
get
get
the
service. And then now that the service has been restored, they don't have trust to bring in their money again. So there has to be a reorientation. And reorientation will involve practical knowledge. I mean, they are seeing these things working, and then they say, okay, let's go back to paying. So do we have agents that are going around reorientating Nigeria?
To corroborate your point, remember that when Lagos really got tough about paying taxes, when we heard about Okada riders actually asking, where is the tax
where can
office?
I go and pay my tax?
I want to go and pay my tax.
Okay, look at
because they saw what the tax was doing for them. They were eager to pay.
Okay. Yeah. I'm a member of the Association of Medical Officers of Health. That is doctors who are in charge of the public health departments in local governments. And like you said, confidence breeds trust. We had a renovation in partnership with some NGOs of some health centers in Ifakoja, local government. And while I was giving a health talk, and I told them, I think there are many more people coming here because we now have carports like canopies, then the kind of seats you have in banks, in a primary healthcare center. And somebody walks up to me, and I said, these things did not jump from heaven. They cost money. So I would encourage you to pay your radio and TV license, which ranges from between 200 naira to 1,000 naira a whole year. And the 1,000 naira I'm talking about the duplex. The average single room that Lagosians will stay in is just 200 naira a year. So put that all together, there will be revenue for government to work with. And because they saw it, they are living under it, somebody walked up to me, please, can I have the account details of the local government to pay my rate and taxes? And I agree. But there is the other aspect of some people, they will be few, that are intransigent. No matter what you enlighten, they will tell you, what has government been doing for me? Now, I give another practical example. Somebody was given a notice that he did not participate in the environmental sanitation, and they said, where do you keep your refuse? I actually made a report. It was on my street. Everybody pays on the street, but this single household of like 40 people don't pay. So the PSP leaves the refuse. And I'm like, no, I will not accept that, because the flies that leave the front of their house will get into my house. There is no boundary. You cannot tell the flies to stop. So I wrote a letter to the Woles. Please attend to this. And the person said, but we are neighbors. Why are you doing this to me? I said, okay, what do you do with your relatives? When he got to the local, he said, I pack them and take them and throw them away in the church. So
You
the
throw them
will
away
say,
in church.
no problem. Whenever you throw them away, that means another PSP will do what? Will
take
pack
it
it, so you
course.
still have to pay. Unfortunately. So there are two different types of people that we need to address. But in every situation, civic engagement goes a long way. He mentioned something about refuse and street environmental captains. They are not actually paid by government. They're just members of the Community Development Association who take it upon themselves to see that their streets are maintained. The drains, the refuse, everything. And if you have any challenge, please go to the nearest local government. There are 57 of them here. They will do something. If you keep knocking, somebody will get up. I don't say if you get there in 24 hours, you get a response every time.
You see,
So we
my,
will get
my
there.
question, let me bring this to you. You were the one that had talked about integrated strategy in Lagos. There needs to be a linkage between education, health, economy, and development. For us to be able to tackle the pollution levels we're
Yeah,
talking about
definitely,
here.
yeah.
But what is that strategic plan that you have in Lagos? So if you're you're with LASEPA, Lagos State Environmental Protection Agency, that means you'll be part of that strategic
Definitely,
plan that
definitely.
would involve everybody, young, old, older, oldest, as the case may be.
You see, the first thing you do, I said, you need to engage people. How do you engage people? You need to start educating them.